run through.
Hey there, folks.
Kozzi
Kozzi
here
here
for
for
Pick One, Pack One, continuing with our run
8 through
and this will be
Jekk's
us running
bounty.
This particular one is the Collector's Hoard. Rumor has it that Talia is searching for some lost family heirloom, and I've got a lead on who might have it. I think it's time we pay an old friend a visit. Okay, and the mission rules cards cost 2 less on the turn that they are drawn, and it doesn't apply to the opening hand. So I guess with this allows us to cheat on the power curve a little bit. It allows us to play more expensive cards that we wouldn't otherwise have the chance to play. Makes me think that I want something that either has a lot of card draw or a lot of top end that it eventually wants to get to. I think it would be a great opportunity to play the film control deck again, but to be honest, I've played it quite a bit in this series, and I just want to show off a bunch of different decks. How about we give Shimmerpack a go? This was the Shimmering combo that I gave a quick overview for. It has a fair amount of additional draw, things like your Temple Scribes, the scouting parties as well. So it can get up the curve pretty effectively. And what we might be able to do is, because things are a little bit cheaper, I could probably make this a little bit greedier than normal. So we might just, I don't want to save those changes. I might quickly go into the deck builder and just see just how greedy I can make this particular list. Did I clone it? I would like to clone that one. Alrighty, so I think we can afford to go down a little bit on the fixing. How many power do we currently have? 6 plus 5 is 15, 16, plus 3 is 19, plus 4 is 23, 27. So we'll trim just a little bit here as well. And I think what I ideally want to do is to get just as much incidental card draw into the deck as I possibly can. And I think the Mystic Ascendant, although he's not normally a natural fit in a deck like this, I think he'll do his job here quite well. I might even, just to see how it plays out, there's a decent time draw card. We'll throw in an Ancient Lore as well. I think something like this is quite plausible. Even though we're chocked on 4s and 3s, they'll actually be 2s and 1s when we draw them, and if we can keep cycling through, I think I'll be pretty happy. I guess a lot of it, I have no idea what the collector is running, and so the particular makeup and dynamics of their deck could definitely inform a change. Curiox the Collector. This hand has a 3 and a 4, which is perfectly adequate for most hands. We'll keep it, we'll see how we go. We're on the play, which is nice. And so it looks like they're playing some kind of Echo Abyssor. I wonder what kind of lesson they're referring to there. Yeah, that seems like a valid way to run this as well. Run a whole bunch of Echo cards, you can run Second Sight, things like that. And so you'll be constantly drawing cards. Nesting Abyssor to put things back on the top of your deck as well. Twinning Ritual, yep, that makes sense. Okay, I might have come in a little bit underprepared to this matchup. Your lives are so brief, why throw them away? Oh, look at that. Okay, so you only get the discount on the turn that you draw it. This didn't stay a 4 cost. That really changes a lot of the assumptions of what I was trying to build. That's really interesting. Okay. If I attack in, they can double block, and I can't do much about it. But we're going to be playing a 5-6, so we might as well see if they choose not to. Argument could have been made for playing the scouting party then. Perhaps actually that's the better argument. What was that one? Accelerated. Give a unit +1/+1 in your choice of flying or endurance. So it's now got flying, but it's grounded. I'm okay with that. Well, let's keep swinging in. It may well be that despite not designing this deck in an optimal way, it's going to be adequate. So this now means that I'm offering up a trade on a double block. I'm okay with that because it allows the next one to keep attacking in. Oh no, not a trade. I keep thinking in my head that Sandstorm Titans are 5/5s. I know that seems like a really dumb mistake to be making. And it also, you can see the time up here. This might have been 2 minutes break between video 2 and 3 for you, but for me it was, this is first thing in the morning. If we attack in with everyone, they have enough chump blockers to make my life unpleasant with the Yeti Spires. And they won't be able to kill this unless they double block, but then they can get a profitable block off. I think we just keep developing and wait for the Shimmerpack turn. Oh, I'm very fine with that. So that probably means you got the big Dural, the 5-cost 4/4 that gives you a snowball upon fate. Oh, that hurts. I'm less happy with that one. Come on, we need this last power. The longer we leave it, the more chance they have of getting back into this game. Ah, nice. Clockroaches. That makes a lot of sense in this style of deck. Yeah, look how wide they're able to go against me. Alright, next turn. So you're going into a 4/4. I think I'll turn you into a 4/4. I just want to basically make sure that I can trade off effectively here. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attackers. So you're taking 12 no matter what. 16 if you double block. So it means that my 5/6s are safe. Because they have to single block on absolutely everybody. Where did you... Okay, so you did double block here. Doesn't matter to me that. And who blocked you? Alright. Blocked you. And because you double blocked to kill my guys, we'll get lethal damage through. So is Kuriox the dragon? That's what's going on there. This might not be so much as a playthrough with Kozzi as it is Kozzi asks dumb thematic questions about the lore of the game. Oh, I like this card. This is the kind of card I want to put in that Avasor messing around, putting back on top deck. I think it would be sweet. But yeah. Oh, jeez, I love Shimmerpack. I think it's a fantastic deck. I've loved the fact that John Finkel's done so much work in tuning and popularizing it. I realized that this version is not remotely as popular as it used to be a month ago, but I enjoy it a lot more. And sometimes that's the metric that you want to use. Sometimes you're trying to get value and wins. And that's ultimately because the pleasure that you get in playing the game is from winning. For me, the pleasure came from playing something sweet. And so I was more than happy to put my win percentage aside just by doing something that I found a little bit more fun. Anyway, guard duty. Oh, look at that, we threw a dagger. Is it a dagger? Some kind of stake through it. Have to be pretty strong to bash through that rock, but anyway. Caravan work pays well enough, even if the road to Skycrag is colder than a Yeti's tail. Simile. We can make a fair coin or two on our way through the mountains. Alright, so we're no longer really interested in just taking down bounties. We're here to profiteer. For a guy who was scared at a Dynamancer, I find it amazing how quickly his attitude changes to different jobs. I tell you what, just as a side, the soundscape of this game is gorgeous. Whoever the sound designer is, hats off, man. Something I used to do once upon a lifetime for work. And so I have a lot of respect for how cleanly they've recorded some of these sounds. Alright, so the mission rule is to protect the caravan at all costs. What's the caravan? Is it going to be like a creature that we have on the table and they've got a whole bunch of weapons or something? Perhaps this is where I do want a fair number of creatures. What haven't we played? I like this little aggro deck. I haven't played it in ages. This is sweet. It hasn't really had a home in the meta since Big Combre became a thing, but let's give this a shot, especially when I don't really know what I'm meant to be doing. Basically, curving out on little efficient Combre dudes. Combre healer, you get all of, the classic highlights. Knight-Chancellor, so if you get to 8, you're happy. And then stand together to make things a bit tricky. Actually, that could be useful, giving Aegis to the caravan if it's a unit. And then it basically just goes up to Copper Hall Elite and good old Titan, and then Obelisk to make things bigger. It's basically no fuss Combre. So let's give that a shot. Okay, so Yetis are attacking me. This is a great hand. We can do whatever we want, whenever we want. The only thing that would make this hand better is if we had Armanador. Okay. So, it's Reckless that needs to keep attacking, so we need to worry about them having blockers. This makes our Combre healer quite good in this scenario. I guess a Warcry deck could also be solid here. Finest Hours or combat tricks like that, or a deck with a lot of removal. Okay, so they're not trying to abuse this Reckless mechanic. It doesn't look as though they're just trying to hold back. I wonder what happens if I silence my own caravan. There's no point in doing it right now because they're not representing a Stormlynx. But I wonder what happens. Whether it's got some kind of inbuilt ability of, you lose because you've changed the nature of the game. Okay, so you got a whole bunch of snowballs. I wonder if that's because you've got fake cards. I didn't see any fake cards tick up there, did you? Perhaps it's just how they built it. We don't need to show a hand on the other things we have right now. We use our power efficiently this turn, rather than dropping down the combo healers. And oh, 1-2 is not a clock that I'm afraid of in any way, shape or form. So they've also been power screwed, which is unfortunate for them. Oh wait, I was going to try out silencing over here. Don't mind me. That's okay. We'll make it big enough that it can survive anything. No point attacking with those guys. As I said, first thing in the morning. Maybe not the best time for me to doing this, but I need to head into the city soon. So I got to punch these out. So they currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power on the return. Yeah, okay. I can see how this is getting a little bit problematic with them having such a huge amount of defense. Oh, I have to attack. That's why it's not letting me just go to the end turn. I can't imagine they'd put direct damage in this deck, other than, you know, cute little snowballs. To put a lightning strike when you're forced to attack with a 2/4 seems pretty rough. So what I'd love right now is a Vidalcan Staff. I would love the opportunity to pump up my team. I would love work. Okay, that one's a little bit of a problem. This is not bad. 2, 4, 6. Still alive in the attack. And this will allow me to start to get some profitable attacks in, which I think is sorely needed right now. Okay, is that a problem for me? 5, 7, 9, 10. Okay. If that's the case, we'll attack with everybody, because if they massively block up here, then we're dead. And this way we can hopefully clear out the table a little bit. Interesting that they didn't really choose to double block that much. So the second Yeti is 4, 6, 8, so we're still okay. I got 5 more to do. We'll get rid of one of these 1/4s. We'll save the Marshal depending on what the board state looks like. That's an aggressive attack. Unless you have 2 blockers, you're going to be in trouble from that. So, is this all I lose when we get rid of the ambush? Okay, that's good news. If we attack him with everyone, they can't afford to kill that from a block. This will trade out. I'm okay with that. So if they go block, 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 I'm chump attacking with 1 creature and getting in 4 damage. That's a perfectly fine deal for me. It will stop them from attacking as widely as they have. That's a neat little trick, knowing that I can silence the caravan to make that work. They're currently quite a bit wider than me. I gotta admit, I've been on lazy mode with this match. I could have played it a lot tighter. And instead I've just been rolling the arm over and attacking in unprofitably. Any of these that I care about? If I'm to silence my Sandstorm Titan, they'd be able to offer multiple blocks over here. The minute we draw into a stand together or a pump spell, we'll be fine. That'll make it a little bit more, things a little bit more troublesome for us. We don't need any more than 8 power in this deck currently, and we do have a lot of cards that care about power entering the battlefield, so we'll hold on to that until we get something better. How many flyers do they have? They've only got 2 flyers. Okay, I'm happy to push the issue on this. Should we use it now? It's never going to be many other times. They're not going to be attacking in whilst we have such a stabilised board and they're on 2, so we might as well get the value from it. If you don't play a flyer, okay. I respect the AI in this game. I've actually been quite impressed by it. How they just do things like recognizing a clock effectively, or double blocking efficiently, or working out where to chump block. Like, it's not that I don't expect people who have Magic the Gathering pros to know how to do this stuff. It's more that I imagine coding it is hard to do to create effective algorithms for that fact. 2, 4, 6, 7 creatures. We've got 6, 7. No, hang on. 5, 7, 9. Jeez, what's going on with my brain this morning? Either way, we can force some value out of this. Worth noticing that actually being able to silence my caravan has this is what has allowed me to stabilize this game. Otherwise it would have been attacking into a huge board and we'd be dead. And I'm not interested in playing that Sandstorm Titan whilst I have lethal in the air. We're through. Keep moving. No. Far too many exclamation marks. I don't know about you, I never really assumed that Yetis could speak English. I just thought that they grunt and groan their way through life. So hearing one mate, do the no, I find probably a bit more amusing than I should. Yeah, so interesting little matchup, that one. I think you probably want some silence effects so you can control what's happening with your caravan. And a whole bunch of 1/4s, 1/3s. Suffocates would be amazing in that scenario. Or some kind of weapon control deck. There wasn't remotely as much interaction as I was expecting, other than just a glut of creatures. Anyway, on to the Copper Hall Traitors. Seems some Copper Hall Longhorns went into business for themselves. The guild's got rules about fighting their own clanfolk, but they'll look the other way while we settle up for them. The guild's got rules about fighting their own clanfolk, but we're not the same clan as them, are we? This really isn't Kozzi plays through Jekk's Bounty. This is Kozzi gets himself way too confused about the lore of Jekk's Bounty. I'm not even trying to be pedantic here. I'm just... Does that make sense to you? I'm not a Longhorn. Or is it just that they're part of the guild? Anyway, when a unit is played, change its strength to match its... Ooh! Match its health. Okay. So that's basically... In Magic, we had a card called Door in the Siege Tower, where it's a creature's toughness was what it did damage with, and so you wanted a whole bunch of creatures with huge butts. None of my current decks are going to be adequate for this, so let's create something custom. I imagine that Combre and Elysian are the colors where we're going to find stuff that's the most useful. So let's just quickly go through 2-drop 3/3. Oh, hang on, I'm not even in a deck creator. Wake up, Kozzi. You're talking about yourself in the third person again. What's going on here? I'm making a deck, aren't I? No, my collection. New deck. Doran campaign. Okay, let's take a look at these colors. 1-drop 2/2, nah. 2-drop 3/3, yes please. 0/1, nope. 2-drop 2/2, which allows me to ramp. Yep, I'm in for that. None of those look exciting. Ooh, he looks good. A 3-drop 6/6 with flash. We'll bring in some card draw in case we need it. And then 4-drop 5/5 with flyer. Actually, you know what? As fun as that seems, this is still better. 4-drop 6/6. Probably want the obelisks. Lumen Defender seems as though it's good here. And then most of these guys get a downgrade. I always like having a Predatory Carnosaur if I'm building these kind of decks. So what do we have now in Justice? 2-drop 3/3 with Warcry is better than a 2-drop 3/3 without. Actually, I'm being a bit too aggressive on that. We could want a few of these. So where are we up to? Eager Owlet is a 2-drop 3/3 with flying that can get pumped up, so that sounds good. And I don't have a full collection of those, so just for this, make one so I can have a choice on it. 3-drop 5/5 with Warcry seems perfectly good. We'll probably want some kind of removal. And then, what else are we looking at? That equipment. Is it when a creature gets dropped? Maybe that's not as good as I think it is. Tell you what, we'll put 2 in just so I can see if it actually works that way. 4-drop 5/5, sure. I feel as though I found pretty much everything I want right now. Yeah, perfectly happy with this. Maybe a couple of those at the top of my curve. And then if we're to be looking into blue, it'll give me access to some amazing removal. The Borderlands Waykeeper look good, the Eastwind Herald look good. All of those look okay, but not amazing. Icebreaker's quite interesting in that scenario. It all of a sudden becomes, it totally passes the vanilla test because it's a 3-drop 3/3, but then it's got a huge upside. Looking at these, I'm beginning to think I'm probably just going to shift into a Combre deck for this. Not a lot of love. That could be interesting. 5-drop 3/3 that pumps up. Windshaper gets very good. Yeah, okay, let's just keep this as a combo deck, I think. I think it'll be fine as is. The Borderlands Waykeeper seems amazing. So... Awakened Student's still great regardless. Combo Healer I don't think will work the way I want it to work here. Because I think it will do it when it enters, but we can always put in some Knight-Chancellors. Yep. Oh, yes please. Karmic Guardians seem amazing in this. Anything else that seems fun? Okay, and so we're going to want 25 odd power, so we're currently at 4, 8, 12. So I'll just quickly add 17. 17, 13. I was thinking of 6 and 7 as a quick split, which is why that came out in my head. So here we have this 25, so 13 plus 4 is 17, plus 4 is 21, plus 4 is 25. We're not going to need that many 5-drops. We have some good stuff here. I think I'd rather have the Karmic Guardians over the Bronze. And even though I said I was going to keep some of those, they don't look as good as I was hoping for. We'll cut down a little bit on these. Stand Together is probably one of the best combat tricks I could have for this. And then we have an amazing run of 2s and 3s. You know what, let's go pure for the cause, even though I love myself, my arm. And she still seems the worst. Out of Eager Owlet, Minotaur Grunts, they seem better. Talia's Favor seems good because she ramps. Probably never needing 4 Vanquish, so that's probably greedy. And then we do have a fair number of flying creatures in the Guardian Phantom to see if we can get extra value. Knight-Chancellor is just too good not to. And you know what? Let's just add in 1 or 2 just powerful cards. We'll just give ourselves access to a little bit of card draw. What do we want to card? Missing 1 more card. Very heavy on the 2s, pretty heavy on the 3s. Let's go. I know that it's one of the better cards, but we want to test out something new. So there you have it. A Doran style combo deck with a whole bunch of creatures that really want to use this ability. Yeah, when a unit is played, so it's not just a state-based thing that constantly checks it, it looks as though it's a one-off effect. So that Bronze Cuirass probably won't work in this list, unfortunately for us. I need to get my skates on a little bit because I know that I need to leave for the city pretty soon. Alrighty, traitors. I'm not going to do anything about you whilst I have no power whatsoever. So I hope that you'll wait politely whilst I improve the quality of my hand. Smooth skin. Ribeye, yeah, okay. We'll be playing the Favoured first because I just want to keep ramping up and give myself the best chance. Hey, look, it's fair. I want to respect your traditional rights, but this game isn't really giving me much of a choice right now. Okay, so this is basically cow. I didn't even realize he was a cow person, apparently. I guess it makes sense why he's so built. Well, let's give them the ultimate insult of casting a Minotaur against them. I like my 3/3 who gives me a war cry on attack better than on defense, so we'll keep him. And so we could cast both of these creatures. We could cast a Karmic Guardian. I love the idea of getting a Karmic Guardian down, and I'm happy to trade off here. As we get the Warcry in. And I really just want to get all of my stats happening here with the lifesteal and... I'm willing to bet that that's just an automated thing that happens at the start of turn 4, but I do love the fact that they ask me to leave them when I drop a 4/4 Karmic Guardian. That's just disgusting. Okay, my turn here is pretty easy. We're just going to be running a whole bunch of our flyers. So it looks like it already checks the fly coming in, so perhaps I could have gotten more value if I played these first. Okay, are you using a weapon? Okay. Yeah, I think I might have actually gotten much better value if I would have played those before playing my other flyer. Or indeed, I could have just picked a different 2-drop. I wasn't quite sure of just how effectively they balance themselves out. I realise that this grounds my flyer, but we're going so wide right now, it doesn't matter. I just want to get the biggest body on the table. Nice and easy. Just need to build something custom for it. I think they'll notice if we take anything on the way out. Yeah, what a fun, morally ambiguous guide. Sweet. I'm looking forward to having some games with Copperhole Bailiff and seeing how it impacts my constructed decks. I love Warcry. Alrighty, now finally, for this particular video, we're up to Blood on the Rocks. Crazy comes in lots of flavors, but feeding yourself to a dragon is a new one. Yeah, fair call. We got to hit him hard and fast before his friends show up for dinner. When a player is reduced to 20 and 10 health or lower, the other player draws a random dragon. Okay, so I want to hit him hard so I can get random dragons. And if this is using the card that's the 1/1 that costs 5, I could also be convinced that I want silence effects. If that's the case, if I want to be playing aggressive and I want silence effects, then I think we'll just run the combat aggro again. Actually, you know what? I've got a different combat aggro that I used to have fun with as well. So let's bring that one in. This is pretty much the same except for it runs wider. It was more applicable when Shimmerpack, which was a much bigger deck, so it's heavier on the Marisen's Disciple and the Xenan Obelisk. It doesn't rely so much on using... what's the name of the Vidarkan Staff? I think this was actually my preferred out of the two. I did enjoy it. So, let's give that a run. If we want to get aggressive with silence, then combo aggro. Where's my list gone? Combo aggro, yep. Here we are. Combo wide aggro. I think that'll fit the bill. Skycrag. Okay, so it looks like you're going to be in blue and red. This could be a very gutsy keep, but I'm not interested in taking that kind of risk. Solid hand, silence, ramp. Not much more you can really want for. It's not the bomb hand. The bomb hand is to get one of these, either a seat or a banner, coupled with get him bleeding. We want the dragon. Okay. Coupled with... what was I going to say? Oh, the mana dork. And then when you get the the monk that gets +1/+1 whenever landed. Ooh, okay, direct damage. Do I want to be trading a desert ambusher here? No, we can wait one more turn. Especially as we can gain life with our disciple here. Okay. I'll offer up the trade. If we're in a position where we're ramping and developing our board and they're not, then I'm not too worried about losing a little bit of value there. If we had pump spells in hand, I'll be playing very differently, but I think it's more important for me to play with what I've got rather than what I wish I could have. We have a choice here. We can either play the Amber Acolyte to keep developing our power or play the more powerful card. We'll see if they choose to block here. I think I just want to keep ramping right now. And we want to save these in case we do happen to see on turn 5 that cultist that wants to get eaten. What spells have they got? A Caleb's Favor. So do I want to smash this down? Yeah. I'm okay with that. Marisen's Disciple and a 2/2 blocker. There's a chance that they'll have... What's the thing that does 2 damage to target creature and then 2 damage to you? Although they probably would have cast it already. Let's take a little bit of a risk. All we need to do is to get a pump spell for our team and we can get in again. Okay, so they don't have it. Oh, that's the random card that we get from the Knight-Chancellor. Alright. That's pretty gross in this scenario that I get it without having to pay its power cost. Normally, that's what balances me out a lot, is having to play all 5 colours. It looks like we needed to do it that turn. They had a big turn lined up. They had a very big turn lined up. So, I could just attack with everybody. It's a chump attack with 1 creature. I feel as though that's a pretty good deal. And just go as wide as possible. Oh, yeah. I should be paying attention, shouldn't I? Sorry, folks. That's pretty abysmal. We'll take the damage, though. I'm glad I didn't play the assembly line. I'd totally forgotten to actually pay attention to what creatures they had available. Chump attacking in doesn't matter anymore because they've got the dragon. Next turn we'll be able to cast our Knight-Chancellor. Yeah, I'll tell you what, this video series has been one to forget for me, that's for sure. Sure. Oh, that's a problem. That's a real problem. Unfortunately, that should hold them at bay. But we do need to draw out of this problematic situation now. This does turn on our Vanquish. It's a lot of damage in the air. And I think that the one I want to kill the most is probably the Black Sky Harbinger. Do we have any attacks? No, we don't have attacks. So we want to draw a Sandstorm Titan. We want to draw... That's not bad. That turns this into a viable blocker. We want to deal with these ideally. That's a cute way of dealing with those, because it will drop off the power or anything suddenly. But if I imagine if I attack with my Knight-Chancellor, they're just going to be double blocking here. If I attack with 3 powers, yeah, there's no way I can really manipulate this right now. The Dural's Frostkin could be a problem. Do we want to silence the Cloud Snake so it doesn't keep getting bigger and bigger? I think we do. We still have a fair number of cards that we can draw out too. But they do have direct burn as well, which means we need to be getting on the front foot soon. Do I want to be attacking him with a 5/5? No, it's not good value on him. How do we win this? I don't think we do. I think that card means we're dead. If we attack him with everybody, we can't get enough damage. They'll kill us in the sky. So we are a goner. Okay, so they're playing a Skies deck. Powerful, efficient creatures in the air. We want to get damage running through as fast as possible. Perhaps I can try and burn them? Yeah, okay, let's give Burn Queen a shot. I love the deck. It has an expensive flyer at the top. It has a lot of ways of just getting them down as fast as possible. Unfortunately, I'm super aware of the time here, and so I could need to finish this before I actually finish this particular matchup. Burn Queen is a very powerful deck if you get a strong curve. This is a pretty awkward curve, but I kept it just because of the impending doom. That helps out a lot. And what I want to be doing is to work around this getting +1/+1 as soon as possible. So I think we'll be going Fire, Fire. No, that means I can't play my impending doom. If I draw a Shadow, I'll go Shadow, Shadow. But I don't, so we'll just have to accept that this guy's torchable. So we have a choice. We can either Dark Return the Champion of Chaos or cast the Impending Doom. I think we'll just cast the Impending Doom first. We have the Obliterate next turn to kill that and do 3, get ourselves a drag and attack him down to 15. We have the Obliterate to kill this then, which is a nice little combo. We'll both get the dragon on the same turn. The white buck's not too bad for us here. Oh, come on. That's phenomenal. That's so gross. Okay, you're holding it back, which is good news. It means we can attack and rapid shot, which is so much better. Or we can just torch it, we can cast the Wyvarg, we can kill that, we can attack for 5. Yeah, that's seeming like a pretty good deal. Their stuff's going to get either flying or haste, which is annoying. But if we have a dominant board position... then we'll be okay, because if they can't block both of these, we can rapid shot through. How are we going to play this? We have more rapid shots than we know what to do with. I think we just go in and we use our rapid shots to trade out. So that's 2, puts us on 4. And then we can bring back the Champion of Chaos. Be fun to give it a random skill with a Crown of Possibilities, but that just seems like I'm being too cute. Ah, sweet. Nice work, let's get out of here before more dragons show up. Yeah, fair call. Nice, bait. I'm looking forward to playing around with this and seeing if it's any good. Alrighty, so there you have it, folks. Phase 3 out of 4 of Jekk's bounty is complete. Stay with me for the next video, when we go through the final 4 with Waking Nightmares. It's pretty gorgeous art on the Golden Crow. Yeah, it's sweet. I need to wrap this up quickly because I really do need to run to get into the city soon. So I've been Kozzi, running through the campaign mode for Pick 1 Pack 1. I hope you've been enjoying it so far, and I look forward to seeing you for the culmination of this video series. Have a good one, folks.